Hello everyone, how are you? I finally got the video ready for you guys. The pros and cons of the Bloodline versus Bloodline rivalry. So let's start with the cons, because I ain't got very many pros. Cons for this. Bloodline versus Bloodline. Roman, Jay, Jimmy, Sammy against Solo, The Rock, the Tongas, and Jacob Fatu. When Paul Heyman will be on Roman's team. Titles. If there's any championships added into this rivalry, that's a con, because that would mean that championship will only be defended against Samoan bloodline guys, and it'd be held hostage like Roman and Usos held their titles hostage for years. And that ruined the credibility of the championships. That ruined the credibility of champions because they couldn't win a match without anyone's goddamn help. So having championships in this rivalry is a major con, because that title would be held hostage and won't be defended outside the rivalry, the feud. Other con I have would be pay-per-views. If there's going to be a Bloodline versus Bloodline feud, I don't want to see 3 or 2 matches on pay-per-view be with both the Bloodline. That takes away from other superstars working their asses off, getting their names on a pay-per-view. I don't want to see like a whole pay-per-view just for the Bloodline rivalry. 3 or 4. Have 1 match per pay-per-view. I'd like to see that. I'd be happy with 2, but I don't want 3 or 4 on pay-per-view. That would just ruin it. Other con is, we know it's going to be Roman Reigns versus The Rock this year at WrestleMania. And that's a con because they're not going to have that match just be one-on-one now. They're going to throw in Cody's Undisputed Championship. Cody Rhodes will be taken away as champion, and that title will be given to The Rock or Roman Reigns. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see Cody's title run in because to further benefit the Bloodline feud. They don't, Rock versus Roman WrestleMania don't need that World Championship caliber title. They can just go at it one-on-one without a title. But you know they're going to give them a belt for it, because the ego is going to get the best of them. And Roman Reigns as champion was the most horrible thing ever to happen to WWE. And these are Usos are champions. They defended it constantly. Roman was like, I'm going to sit my ass home for 6 months. To get off my ass and show up and talk for 25 minutes. Then I'll go back home and sit on my ass and not defend my title for another 4 months. And I'll break a record for doing that. And that's a record that should never be broken. Because Hulk Hogan, Bruno Sammartino, CM Punk, Shawn Michaels records. The Macho Man records he broke. All those former champions defended the title a lot more than Roman Reigns ever did combined. So that's the other con. I don't want to see Roman Reigns as champion again, go on to defend the title again, have a lengthy title run, because God can't keep it by himself. He has to have help. And that would ruin any title, that would ruin the prestige of the title is what I'm trying to say. The other con I have is how long before this rivalry is going to have the same old matches on SmackDown. How long before 1 week could be the Tongas versus Usos, and there'll be a rematch the following week, and a rematch the following week after that. That's a con. And the other con is SmackDown main event be a Bloodline versus Bloodline match. A lot of talent on SmackDown serve to be on that main event caliber type show, not in the opening mid card, and having the same repeated matches on the same show week in and week out is going to ruin it. The show, because these might be the start of the show midway through, not the main event every time. Another con I have is, this is a big one. How is Sammy and Jay gonna end up on SmackDown? I don't want to see Jay and Sammy just show up on SmackDown and wrestle on Raw, show up on SmackDown, wrestle on Raw, wrestle on both shows. I don't want to see that. I hated that when Vince McMahon was in control, because that took away from other superstars on the other brand trying to get TV spotlight. And constantly seeing the same superstars twice in 1 week. I don't want to see that. Or 3 times if you include a pay-per-view in the week. So somehow Triple H has got to fix it so Sammy and Jay go to SmackDown. Like the contracts expire on Raw, or a draft happens and they're traded. Or if the draft happens, have the Bloodline go over to Raw. Give them a fresh start on Raw. Now Judgment Day, who's stale on Raw, and the Bloodline stale on SmackDown, switch shows. That'd be a big pro. But no, I can not see that happening. I like to see it happen. But that's my con there is, I don't want to see Sammy and Jay wrestle on both shows again. I don't want to see that. They here got fixes on one show, and that's it. Pros. I only got 2 pros for you. Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. I want to see that match finally happen. I want to see those two duke it out, destroy each other, whoop each other's asses. I have it one-on-one. I remember it's banned away from ringside. I want to see these 2 guys just duke it out. Because that's a matchup 3 years in the making that will really benefit the rivalry. But it'll be ruined if the other members get involved. But I really want to see Roman versus Solo Sikoa. The other pro I got is War Games. Big fan of War Games. Me and my dad growing up. We watched it in WCW when the 4 Horsemen was a part of War Games. So Dusty Rhodes, the Great American Dream. The Road Warriors, Nikita Koloff, Sting. WCW was awesome with War Games. And WWE brought it back throughout the years. And it's been incredible to watch again. So I want to see War Games between the 2 teams duke it out. That'd be awesome. There's our other pro. I know it's a bit of a shocker for people. What if finally we have women in the rivalry? Naomi is married to Jimmy Uso. Queen Nia Jax recently has been talking about how she likes Solo Sikoa's dominant, being his version of bloodline, being dominant. And Queen Nia Jax is Samoan in blood down the road. So, having Naomi and Queen Nia Jax added to the 2 stables will create more unique matchups, like Naomi and Jimmy against Queen Nia, Jacob Fatu, stuff like that. Adding the women would be a fresh thing for the rivalry. I would like to see that. I don't want to see Tamina Snuka show up, because hell no. That would just be a major con right there. But no, having Queen Nia Jax and Naomi on 2 opposite brands of the Bloodline feud, that'd be cool to see. Here's a question. How long before Paul Heyman shows up with Roman, Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy and talks crap with the other group and The Rock shows up? But what if, I'm trying to guess, what if Paul Heyman swerves everybody, sees how dominant Solo's bloodline is, and actually betrays Roman and go with the new tribal team? Yeah, it's okay, you guys shield powerbomb me through a table a few months ago. But looking at it, the standpoint, they got the more power, whereas Roman's other groups just got speed, right? It's a good mix. But I can see a Paul Heyman switch turn betrayal coming up. There you have it, folks. Let me know below your pros and cons of the fall coming up. Bloodline versus Bloodline rivalry. Do you have more pros than I do? Or you stump like I am with not very many pros, a whole lot more cons? And speaking of War Games coming up, who would you like to see enter the cage first for the 2 teams? I like to see the team captains start off, Roman and Solo. Have the captain start off. I've yet to see a War Games match in WWE with the captains start off the War Games match. Have Roman and Solo start off 5 minutes of kicking at each other's asses. And have the Tama Tonga. I'm a big fan of Tama Tonga. He's hilarious on the mic, and I like him in the ring. I actually can see big fans for Tama coming out of this. And there you have it, folks. Stay safe, everybody. Too sweet, bye.